Welcome back to the Twin Cities Film Fest Red Carpet. I'm your host, Blythe Whaley, and alongside me, these awesome ladies from Prom Party at the film. So, ladies, this is Molly and Olivia, and I want to start with you, Molly. You're the producer of this film, and how important was it to get to show this film on this screen tonight?
I think the most fun that we're having, or for me tonight, is to have all the cast here. The cast is all local, and they're all in younger film. This is their first time in these parts, so I'm excited for them to see it.
And Olivia, the associate producer, I want to ask you of just what made you want to come alongside and be a part of this film?
I was just so excited to work with Molly, who I've worked with before, who's an amazing producer, and Raven, an amazing director who's making really beautiful films. I just was so excited to be a part of that. And then just to come alongside and see the cast come together, the crew come together. We have an amazing local film community, and so many experienced, wonderful professionals came on board this project. It just felt like a labor of love, and we just had so much fun. It was a lot of work, but we had a great time, and it's just an unforgettable memory.
We always love at the end of it when you can say you had fun and it was such a great memory.
After you caught up on sleep, yeah.
And Molly, can you tell us a little bit about your film just to make sure that everyone knows about it more so that we can dive in?
Yes, it's called Prom Party, and it's kind of a moment in time. So Raven makes films. What I love about her filmmaking is we're, as the audience, sort of able to experience the characters' moment and what they're thinking and experiencing. And so that's what it's about, basically. It takes place on prom.
And who doesn't love prom? Of course, when you think about what prom is,
it's
but
a party.
also you think about just what can happen at prom, and there's always just people have different experiences, and just making sure that we're sharing some of those stories so that people can be aware. Olivia, can I talk to you about just in general for film, why it's important to be able to share stories on the screen with everybody?
Well, I come from a creative writing background, and I got into film because I love storytelling. I just think it's the way, however polarized we are, however, whatever different backgrounds we come from, it's the way we come together and understand each other. We find hope for our own lives. We find connection with other people. We find, excitement. We find things we relate to. Like this story, Prom Party, it's a coming-of-age story that I think a lot of people, whatever their background, can find a relation to and can feel understood. And so I just think, film is the way it's this language we all understand, and we come together around it.
I know you talked earlier about coming together when you were working on this project and how it felt like a labor of love. Molly, I want to ask you if you have any stories of things that happened that maybe you'd be willing to share. Otherwise, I can ask Olivia, since I know she maybe tease that up a little bit more.
The thing about this one was I did it without reading the script, and I knew that there was going to be a deadline that was extremely hard to meet. And so I feel like we pulled off finding so many locations for prom and casting, which Olivia did, in a very short amount of time. So that's sort of the story, I feel like, is that we did it super fast, and it was something that would have taken, I think, a lot longer to pull off.
And Olivia, I know that she just mentioned you were involved in casting. How difficult was it to find some of these awesome actors that you put on the screen?
Well, I feel really lucky because Raven is really amazing at casting. I was working with Raven. We did it in a very short amount of time, and I just thought, no, I was sort of the negative voice. And she was like, don't worry about it. And I was like, no, we're never going to find the right people. It's got to be the right people. And they just came to us, and we just knew it. And it was just like, I feel so blessed to have gotten such an amazing cast. And I think Raven was able to have that flexibility to see the story told through the people. So when she had the right cast, she knew they were the people, and the story sort of changed and adjusted to those people, and she gave them the freedom to tell that story. So I think that's what's wonderful, is to see a director at work who has her vision but isn't so rigid that she can't see this story like being shaped by the voices that are there to tell it.
That's amazing. I think that is just a really incredible story when you think about how film can change once you get on set and you're working with those individuals that maybe have another story that's going to be underlying and coming to share. But ladies, thank you so much for being here on the red carpet. Molly and Olivia and their film Prom Party. Thank you so much.